Hi. It's still almost 7 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to get back to this coming out process story. I've looked at a lot of pictures and talked to a couple people, and I think I've got enough to remember at least correctly the order, or close to the order of the events that happened. You're gonna have to watch part one because, well, I reference it. I'll I'll make it a video response, so it'll be down there. So I basically jumped bail from my dad's house. One night in the middle of the night, I called my mom and I said, "Come pick me up. I can't be here anymore. I have to go back a little ways." There were a couple of isolated incidents when I hate calling her my ex because we're still on very good terms and still, care about each other very much. But there were a couple incidences when things were suspected that were going on that really weren't. We were still very much emotionally entangled, but as far as any kind of physical relationship, there wasn't one at all. And one isolated incident, which, to be honest, I don't remember the context or the connotation of it, but it ended up with me in the garage with my dad, and he was so angry and probably drunk, but I'm not sure. He was definitely inebriated to some degree. He was so angry that I became this person he thought he didn't know, and that I did this to our family, that because I was with her, that I was splitting the family apart. I ended up with a bloody nose and a black eye, a bunch of bruises from being thrown down a set of stairs. That, I think, was my breaking point. Yes, I did fight back, but that was the point when I realized that now I was in a situation that not only was emotionally not safe, but physically not safe. And that was probably the point when I started to put my wall up. And once I got to my mom's house, she knew I was gay, and she knew that we were still in a relationship, or trying to be in a relationship. It didn't really work because when one side or one party is out and the other party is in the closet, it puts a strain on the relationship. I mean, you can't be seen together. It's all secretive, and one of you just just is comfortable with it because you've become that way and you've moved to that other side, and she wasn't. She couldn't. Her mother was very overbearing, also physically abusive, verbally abusive, a lot of threats. I mean, living with them during the process when they knew was like living in a war zone. I was terribly skinny. There were 3 kids that lived in the house, and I was the smallest I've ever been in my life. I didn't eat. I ate at work. I worked at a grocery store, and I would eat at work. I would work extra hours so I wouldn't have to be home. I was doing marching band and color guard, and that and theater were my only refuge from this total hell. And she marched color guard with me, so even the thing that was my greatest joy became a burden because of the politics involved, and having to stay away from her, and blah blah blah, so forth and so on. So this is, I guess, while I was still living with them. I tried to breeze over it before, but there are a lot of details and a lot of stories I don't remember. we were at a contest one night, and we always rode the bus down, but my dad and stepmom and the other two brats rode down separately so they could see us perform. My dad never wanted to come to anything that I'd ever done until he met her. Anyway, and we had a good show, and it was good. I don't remember what year it was, and I don't remember what show it was. I want to say my sophomore year, but I could be wrong. Jackie could know the exact date. Anyway, we were gonna ride the bus home, like we always did, and it wasn't about spending time together. It was about being able to be with our group and being able to celebrate, not winning, but having a good run and spending time with the people that were so important in my life at that time. And the wife pitched a big fit, bitching and moaning, and basically said that we couldn't ride the bus. This is the first time in 2 or 3 years that I'd never been on that bus, and I felt like I was being degraded because that was my family. And as far as I was concerned, it was like somebody taking me away from my family. We had makeup, black makeup on. I mean, just tons of makeup. And I didn't wash it off because I think we performed really close to awards. And I literally just took off my uniform and threw on some jeans and was ready to get on the bus. And then I heard all this. And we couldn't sit in the same seat. My dad had an excursion. Brat number 1 rode up front with brat number 2. She rode in the seat, the actual like long bench seat, and I rode in the very back of the excursion in the trunk. And I basically spent the entire time with my headphones in, just bawling my freaking eyes out because why did I want to be there? I just absolutely didn't. And